Hi everyone. I am just working on a background for a card. I'm using Canson XL watercolor paper, and what I've done is I have a rectangle stitch die, that I have already cut out, and I ran it through the Cut-A-Bug with the We Are Memory Keepers embossing folder. And now I'm going to do the background with the Nuance watercolor powders. Sorry. I really love doing this. I'm sure you guys have noticed. I've done quite a few backgrounds with them. And my last one that I did with the trees, the embossed trees, I really liked the look of that, so I decided to try it with a different embossing folder. So this one has the triangles. I'm just using the light purple, the dark purple, and then I believe it's the dark orange. It'll be coming up here soon. Yeah, dark orange. And I just sprinkle it around until I see that I have it on most of the areas that I want. And then I'm going to spray it with my water bottle. And as I've said before, I just use one from the dollar store. It's nothing special. I like to lightly spray it so you can see the droplets come down. And then that gives it like a little texturized look to it. This one I was trying to get the water to run down towards the bottom, because I noticed that I didn't have as much color on the bottom. And then I do spray a little bit again, because this one I wanted it more to be just splotchy colors than the watercolor look. So then I like to just blast it with the heat gun just a little bit to let some of it dry and sink in. And it also helps to move the color around if you want to blend it. And then I do have a piece of paper towel that I keep handy so I can blot off any spots that I think have too much water on. And then to get the muted color on the background, I don't leave this to fully dry. I blot off a lot of the water and the pigment with the paper towel. I really love the way it turns out. It's just a great way to make your own background without using pattern paper. Not that I don't have a lot of pattern paper. It's just something different. When you're doing the next step, you want to make sure that it is thoroughly dry. So that's why I heat it from the top and then flip it over and heat it from the bottom. So I've picked out a couple of distress markers to color in some of the triangles. The first one that I'm going to use is the Blueprint Sketch, and this is one of the new ones from this year, one of the monthly colors. This one was a little bit harder to see the embossed edge, so my triangles might be a little wonky. And I just wanted to have them randomly around the background. I didn't want to fill in the whole thing, just some random triangles of color. And the next color is Seedless Preserves. It's my favorite purple out of the distress markers. I love that it turns a different color when you add water onto it. And then the last one, I wanted to try and get an orange in there. There isn't a really nice pumpkin orange. I'm hoping that that's the October color. Fingers crossed. But I did end up using spiced marmalade. Now, unfortunately, when I did use the spiced marmalade, the first one that I picked there had some dried or some powder pigment that hadn't been activated with water. So you can see it got a little bit of muddy color on it. So then I should have cleaned my brush off, which I didn't. So there's a little bit of blue on that one also. Last one turned out nice though. So that was it for coloring the triangles. I decided to then spritz it or just drop some water droplets on to react with the Distress ink from the markers. So I just put the water in my hand and then flicked it on. And then you want to just let it sit so that it can react with the ink. You can kind of tell when it's reacting. You can see the color kind of puddling up. So then you want to take your paper towel and just blot off the water splotches. And then that just helps the triangles blend more into the background. So that is my background. Okay, so I have picked out some stamps from the Lawn Fawn Booyah set, and I stamped them out. So I have two little ghosts, and one of them is going to be a witch and one is going to be a pirate. So I have some colors already picked out. For my ghosts, I am using N1, N2, and then the colorless blender. So just to give them a little bit of depth, I'm just going to use the dot technique. And I'm really just going around the outside edge. So just going to dot in my light color first and then my dark color. Let me zoom in for you guys. So once I've done my light color and my dark color, then I go back to the light color again. And I always dot straight up and down so you can kind of get a nice circular dot and not like a oval. So then I'm going to go in with the colorless blender, and this I'm kind of more smooshing than dotting, just because I want to have a lot of this just to blend in. And then I'm just gonna use a circular motion to go around. Okay, I'm going to do my other guy over here. A lot of his head is going to be covered by his hat, so you don't need to do a lot of the top. So there's the ghosts. I do need to cover up his eye patch. When I stamped the eyes and the face, you can kind of see the dot that's there. So I'm just going to take my black and fill the eye patch in darker just so you can't see that dot. Okay, so for the witch's hat, I've picked out some purples. I have V15 and V17. So and I am trying to stay in the lines because I'm going to be using the dyes to go with these. Okay, and then I'm going to use the T5 and T8. This is going to be for the little band on the witch's hat, and then also for the pirate's hat. Concentrating so I don't go over the lines. And it's kind of late, so I'm trying to be quiet so I don't wake the kids up. Okay, just going to get a colorless blender. Just going to use the N2. Just to add some shadow to the skull. And then for the buckle, I have my YR21 and YR14. To make a gold color. can use the same ones on the hook. And also on the brim. Flip it this way so that I can do some flicking. And then for the broom handle, I have E25 and E59. Alright. Do a little more rubbing out on this one. And then I'm going to run these through my Cuttlebug with the dies to cut them out, and I will be back. Okay, so I am back. I have put my card together with my card front. Basically, the only other thing that I did to my background was that I stamped the little tiny spiders right here and the little webs or strings to go with the spiders. So I have one going down here and then two off to the side over here. And I'm just using a black cardstock for my card base, and I have matted it with just a purple cardstock, and it's all flat on there. I'm just doing it a little bit flatter for mailing. And I stamped out the Happy Halloween, embossed it in white on black cardstock, and I put some foam tape on. So for this, I am going to place it down here at the bottom. And then I want to figure out where I'm going to put my ghosts here. I kind of have an idea. So I kind of want this one up here, and this one is going to be down here. Don't want their... Yeah, that'll be okay. It's not going to cover up the spiders. This is going to go off to the side like that, and I'm going to actually glue these guys down first. I'm putting the ghosts down flat, and I'm putting their hats on foam tape. So I'm going to glue this guy right here, and I want to put his little hook on. It's really hard to pick up. Too much glue on that. Okay, so there's this little hook. And his hat. And then for the witch, her right there. And her broom is going to go in this hand. And her hat's going to go right there. So there we go. There's my finished little card with the Booyah stamp set from Lawn Fawn. Please leave a comment, subscribe if you wish, and have a great day. Thanks. Bye.